Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, as always, Brad Drake, and this is the Championship Wrestling Association, also formerly known as the Continental Wrestling Association, also routinely known as Memphis. Everybody, things are booming in this save. I am having an absolute blast playing it, and I thought I would take you through some of the interesting things going on in the save since the last time that we visited Memphis. So let's take a look at our spreadsheet. We've got something really cool going here. We have plugged in the actual shows that they would run. So obviously the standard is the Mid-South Coliseum on Monday night. The standard is the Louisville Gardens on Tuesday night. And then Friday alternates. You have Tupelo, Mississippi, Evansville, Indiana, Lawrence, Kentucky. Well, we just threw Kentucky in there to try to build that territory. We're actually going to run a different venue in there to get us more spectators, of course. And then, of course, Sunday is Jonesboro. So we have very similar to the real schedule that the CWA was running in the late 70s and early 80s. Things started slowing down. By 87, they were running less towns. But in the late 70s, early 80s, they were booming, and that's exactly where we're back to here in the game. All right, our spot shows are awesome. I have watched hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of Memphis television, and my favorite thing to do is to press pause on that YouTube show and write down the venues that the CWA was running spot shows at. So they are in here. And then, of course, to expand our influence, I have thrown in other towns, high schools in Oklahoma and into Virginia and stuff like that. So we're making a move into other territories as we expand out the CWA. But of course, you'll see stuff here like Kennett High School in Missouri. They actually ran there. Okay, so you'll see little stuff like that here and there that the CWA actually ran. So this is how you expand, everybody. And of course, we're playing version 11 here. Not the most updated version. Those of you that downloaded it on November 30th, you are playing the most updated version. I'm just a step behind you here. But this is what we've been doing. It's a lot of fun. We'll take a look at our titles. Oh, let's take a look at TV. One thing I noticed was the thing that there's some things that irritate me about TEW 2020. Overall, I think it's a fantastic game. I think it's the best version of TEW they've had yet. But there's some minor stuff that irritates me. One of the things that irritates me is that you have to have the promos so long in order to get a decent rating. And that eats up time on your television shows. So, due to this, to mimic the style of the actual championship wrestling TV show for Memphis, I have actually expanded the show to an hour and a half, and then that gets us the additional time to actually fill as many segments as they really ran. So this is an attempt again to keep realism and to keep things accurate. So we've expanded out to an hour and a half so we can get more segments in there. Okay. Uh, Last time we talked about bringing in Tony Atlas and some people like that. I don't think we've really brought in anybody since. Everybody's pretty much the same. Oh, we brought in Scott Hall, who was previously in Memphis, had a very good run in Memphis. He was very good friends with Jerry Jarrett, I learned. We brought in Brian Adias. Okay, you can see that we're kind of low on heavyweight baby faces. I brought in the Armstrong brothers, who were there in like 84, 85. Ted Allen's been with us a while. He became Nightmare Ted Allen. I brought Shane Douglas in. He's been tagging with the Colorado Kid. Very, very young guys. It's a good combo. And of course, on the heel side, we let go Chick Donovan. He's kind of did everything I needed him to do. We're on the cusp of demasking Lord Humongous and turning him into Sid Vicious. Now, when we demask him, are we going to bring in somebody else to be Lord Humongous? There was about a total of 5 wrestlers that played Lord Humongous, including the guy that's in the game who's playing Lord Humongous in Pro Wrestling International, who played Lord Humongous in Memphis before Sid Vicious. We'll probably bring him back, I think. So things are going really well here. Let's take a look at the title situation. You will see a title next to, well, we didn't update it. But Tony Atlas should have a title next to his name here. Of course, Austin Idol doesn't have one either. So we'll put that in there. All right, we introduced a television title. Traditionally, Memphis had a lot of titles. January of 88, they changed things up. They only had a couple titles, but traditionally they had a lot of titles before that. So we still have the Southern Heavyweight. Rocky Johnson is still the Southern Heavyweight champion. In a long reign for Memphis, he's going on 4 months. That's almost unheard of in Memphis. We'll see how much longer we keep that reign going. The Rock and Roll RPMs are still the Southern Tag Team Champions. And again, they're in just about a 4-month reign also. And for those of you that may not have seen the first show where I explained things, we ended the AWA title and then we created a new CWA Southern Tag title. That's because I like when I look at wrestlers to see the different incarnations of a title that they had. Okay, so see how they had the AWA Southern Tag Team? I like to split those up so people can picture what era in the promotion it was. Some of you that played version 10 and version 10.1, you'd notice that I did that with World Class. We had all of the different incarnation of the World Class titles in there. All right. So we still have the World Light Heavyweight title. Brickhouse Brown, Austin Idol is still our World Heavyweight Champion. And again, for those of you that may not have seen our previous Memphis episode, we brought back the CWA World Heavyweight title because of the fact that our television now expands throughout the world. We have coverage throughout the world, so that's why we did it that way. The World Tag Team Champions are still the Sheepherders. Yes, those are the All Japan title belts as a picture. Kind of like those belts. They kind of fit in here in CWA, sort of, kind of. And again, we just reactivated these world-class titles because CWA actually had these titles from, I think it was about 79 to 83. Yeah, right around that time period. Okay. And then, wasn't going to do it. I hemmed and hawed about it, but I introduced the World Television title, and I don't regret it. It's fun having Tony Atlas on television every week defending it, and it seems to be appropriate for the time when lots of promotions had television titles. So I dig it, and of course that's the old Mid-Atlantic television title there that we brought in. Tony Atlas is a great guy to be champion. He's doing a good job for us. You can see we brought it in just about a month ago in the game. So it's been good stuff. So that's the title situation. Now, let's take a look at our feuds. Chris Adams and Terry Taylor are still chasing or are chasing the Sheep Herders for the World Tag Team title. They've been wrestling all over the place. It's fun. It's a fun feud. They're doing well. They're having good matches. The Moondogs are still battling with the Rock and Roll RPMs for the Southern Tag title, and that's going very well. The Moondogs are pretty good in this game. Of course, one of the Moondogs is injured, so we had to sign Moondog Spike to tag with Moondog Rex. Now, when Moondog Spike comes back, I don't know what we're going to do about, not Moondog Spike. I can't think of the other Moondog Spot. When Spot comes back, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but we'll do something. Akio Sato is in a feud with the Colorado Kid. And of course, we have Akio Sato tagging with Phil Hickerson, which was a real team in '86. They tagged together. So they are the heel team, and they are feuding with the Colorado Kid and Shane Douglas. And it's going well. This is a fun feud. Running these matches on the spot shows is a great idea to keep things heated and exciting, and it's going well. And of course, our main storyline with lots of people involved is Jerry Lawler chasing Austin Idol for the World Heavyweight title. I don't know how much longer we're going to keep this chase going. It's already very unlike Memphis to have a title reign this long for Austin Idol, but maybe we'll keep it going. Why not, right? And of course, we have Tommy Rich involved. We have David Schultz indirectly involved. Bill Dundee's involved. It's good stuff. This has been a lot of fun. It dominates our television shows, and this major feud dominates the headlines of every show. So it's really, really good stuff, and it's fun, and it's good for Memphis. In fact, I don't know what we're going to do after, right? So we've been selling out. We've been doing real well, except when we start running different areas on spot shows. Obviously, we're not selling out, but that's okay. We are building popularity in those areas, right? That's the whole point of this game, is to continue building popularity. But you can see we're doing huge houses in Jonesboro. We're doing huge houses in Memphis, and we're doing huge houses in Louisville. So things are going very well here in the land of the CWA. Trying to see if there's anything else I should show you while we're here. Creative, of course, gives what we already know. We have a lot of young wrestlers here in the CWA. A lot of young wrestlers, and there's a lot of promise here if we can hold on to everybody, if Crockett and WWF don't start poaching people. Because that, how that happens in these saves. Anybody that's played this game long enough knows that that's exactly what happens. But we have really good work rate in the ring. We have people that are really good characters. This is a fun save. It's a hot promotion, and we are on fire at the moment, doing very well. I will probably come back next episode, and we'll probably actually do a show, because I plan out 3 weeks of shows. That's the way to do it, because we pretty much focus around Memphis, Louisville, and Jonesboro. So you can see how I do the thing where we keep the shows just in different towns. Very realistic, exactly what promotions would do. So I'm getting ready to lay out another batch of another 3 weeks of shows, but we still have the Jonesboro show to do in Arkansas tonight in the game. So that'll probably be our next episode here. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you're enjoying so far this CWA save. It's nice to change things up. I'll be honest, our WWF series gets ridiculously high numbers for what I normally do. We get the most views from those shows. We get the most interaction. So that's why I've kept it going as long as I have, because people like it, and people ask about it, and people are into it. But the CWA one, of course, is fun. It's fun to do. It's fun to do something different. This is the one, obviously, I'm playing on the personal side. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, and I hope you're enjoying it right along with me. So that's going to do it for us, everybody, for this episode. Of course, we'll be back in a couple days, and I think we'll do that Jonesboro show. So for those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and drop us a message below. Let us know how you found the channel, what you think of us so far. For those of you that are looking for more, for those of you that are looking for version 11 of the Supermod, it is out, everybody. It is out and available to download over on Patreon, patreon.com/group/night. I'm sorry. Got that wrong. Got myself excited here. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Check it out today, everybody. It's just $5. We'll get you access to the mod, all the spreadsheets, all our shows early on YouTube ad-free, and so much more, everybody. Check it out today. Once again, that's patreon.com/PowerCast Network. For those of you that want to interact with the rest of us that are TEW junkies and specifically 1987 Supermod junkies, you can check us out over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. And don't forget, everybody, you can get a free membership today with Wrestling Fans International Association. Check it out on thewfia.org. December 1st, our latest edition of Wrestling Fan News came out, and it is good stuff. You'll get a free digital subscription with your membership. Check it out today, everybody. Once again, that's thewfia.org. I'll see all of you again in a couple days. Take care.